Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to explain the concept of constructors in Java. So constructor is a special method which is used to initialize the objects of Java. And because it is of a special method, it's having the name of the class name. So whatever the class name we provided, that will be the name of the constructor. And the constructor, it doesn't have any return type. Even we cannot provide void as a return type to the constructor. Simply we have to provide the name of the class. That's it. And then it doesn't be a static or final. So that is the restrictions we have on constructors. So here I will show you practically how we can create constructors in Java. So in Java we have two types of constructors like default constructor and parameterized constructor. So in this program I will show you both the constructors, and by using that constructors how we are going to initialize the objects of class. So here I created my class with a name student detail. So in that I'm going to declare my data members of this class. So that is string student name, and then integer roll number. So you can take any data members, depends on the class name. So here I'm going to take the details of the student, so that I will take the name of the student, roll number, and then branch. So it depends on the data member, you can choose the data type. So here branch. So here I'm declaring two data members of type string and one is of type integer. So here I'm going to construct my default constructor. So when it is a constructor, it having the name of class name. So student detail. So it is of default constructor. We doesn't have any arguments in a method, and then it didn't have any body. So whenever we construct a default constructor in Java programming language, so at the time of an object is created in your main function, so your data members of class is assigned with the default values. Okay, so that is taken care of by the Java compiler. So here I am declaring one more constructor. So student detail, and then it takes three arguments, because by using objects in future I'm going to assign the values for these three data members. So for that I can take three arguments of same type. So string s is one argument, and int r is another argument, and string b is the other argument I just created in my constructor. So simply here I'm going to assign student name equals to S, and then roll number is equals to R, and then branch is equals to B. So I already explained. So the constructor concept is used to assign values to objects. Okay, so this is a parameterized constructor, and this is a default constructor. Okay, so then I'm taken one more method, that is a display method. So I will take this as a void display. So in this method I'm trying to display all my data members of class. So for that simply I'm going to use system dot out dot println. So simply I'm taking the values of my student name, and then system dot out dot println roll number. See, don't use double quotations. If you use double quotation, it will be treated as a string constant. So simply whatever you given inside of your system.out.println, it will print you. If you want to take the data members you want to print, simply you can give the data member without double quotation. So system.out.println So my third is branch. So this is a display method. So here I am given println is wrong. Okay. So now it is fine. So this is my display method and this is about my entire class. So my class will consisting data members and then 2 constructors, 1 display method. So now it is time to create an object for the class. So the creation of an object will take a syntax as class name, and here you can provide the object name. You can use a new keyword and then here we can provide the constructor student detail semicolon. So here again I'm created one more object, and by using this object I'm going to call my parameterized constructor. So new, so here I'm creating my second object, student detail. So by this object I'm trying to call my parameterized constructor. So whenever we use a constructor concept in Java programming, so at the time of object creating itself we have to pass the values to data members. So here I'm provided the name of the student is Gauri, and remember for giving string values we have to give a double quotations. For integers no, not to give any double quotation or single quotation. So here I'm using my double quotation. I will give as a department as CSC, then semicolon, right? So and after that I just use my objects to create a display method, call a display method. So display of semicolon, then st1 dot display of semicolon. So now this method is closed and this is closed, and it will show me like mirror sd1 O's. sd1 equals to new. Okay, fine. sd dot display and sd1 dot display. What is the error? Invalid character constant. What? Invalid character constant. So I'm taken this as a string, right? So this one string. So here I created two objects. So one is the SD and another one is S1. So by using these objects I'm going to call my method display method. So I just run this program. So now you can observe this outputs. st.display will call your default method. So this is your default constructor. So the default constructor purpose is it will initialize the default values. In Java, the default values for the string is null and the numerical values is 0. So you can find out, see, even you are not initializing any values to the data members of a class, even though the null values are initialized through the null default constructor. So whereas the parameterized constructor, whatever the values I am passing through my constructor, and those values are assigned to the student name, roll number and branch, and by this display method it will display all the details of my class.